See, the crazy thing is, you guys hit 1.3 thousand likes in less than a day. What's up, everybody? Anime X here, and in this video, I'll be adding yet another part to the What If Naruto, the Rinnegan series. This is because, well, one, even if this didn't happen, you guys would have hit the like goal within 11 hours, so I would have put out the video anyway. But you guys hit the like goal like it owed you some money, so I guess we'll say that's the reason. But the next three parts we'll be doing are going to be without like goals. So we have this part, which didn't really require a like goal, but you guys hit it anyway. And then the next three parts are going to be without like goals. I'm not going to put like goals on for you guys to get the videos, although I would appreciate it if you hit the like button. Anyways, I'll be recapping the last part of the series like usual, then jumping into the new material. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, in the last part of this, what if we saw Naruto and Jiraiya go on an endeavor and basically help him in his search for Tsunade. While on the journey, we saw Naruto learn the Rasengan, fight Itachi and Kisame, and Tsunade all within the span of a week, so it had been an eventful week for him. But we are picking up the story with Tsunade being brought back to the village and being made the 5th Hokage. So like I said, Naruto and Jiraiya had brought back Tsunade, and when Naruto gets to the village, he was greeted by his team who all seemed to be celebrating something, or at least they seemed to be happy about something. Naruto is somewhat puzzled by this, and then, when he asks why they're so happy, Kakashi pulls out a vest from behind him and presents it to Naruto. Naruto just stares at it for a second as he forgot all about the Chunin exams, and then it finally clicks in his mind that he's being handed a Chunin vest for passing the Chunin exams. Naruto is happy, but he realizes that this means that he won't be with his team as much as they are still getting. Naruto just looks down as he feels tears well up in his eyes and brings his team in for a hug. Sasuke acts like he doesn't want to be brought in for a hug, but doesn't really resist the hug in general. Sakura blushes from this, and Kakashi just says that he's starting to take a liking to all of them, which freaks all of them out a little bit, Naruto the most, as he stops hugging them and backs up. Sasuke then tells Naruto to hold off on putting on the Chunin vest because they have something they need to do before he's officially a Chunin. Naruto asks what, and Sasuke just says that they need to fight while they are both still Genin to see who is the better Genin. Naruto gladly accepts, so the team heads to the place where the belt has occurred in order to get away from the village and cause no collateral damage. And Kakashi just smiles as the fight starts, assuming that this is just going to be a nice, your typical average rivalry brawl. Naruto and Sasuke charge at each other, and immediately Sasuke goes for a fireball jutsu, trying to make Naruto dodge the attack. Naruto, instead of dodging, just absorbs the attack and keeps charging straight through. Sasuke jumps at Naruto with the kunai in hand and starts attacking Naruto with full force. With any other Genin besides like Rock Lee, Neji, and Gaara, for like basically most other Genin, this could possibly be dangerous and might even be able to kill someone if he came at someone with this intent to kill or whatever. But Naruto is quite easily dodging and outmaneuvering Sasuke to a frustrating degree, making Sasuke more and more angry with each attack that doesn't seem to hit its target. In fact, when Sasuke throws a punch, Naruto dodges with a seemingly bored look on his face, which starts to aggravate Sasuke and activate the Sharingan, which through some training he's evolved through the two Tomoe in both eyes. Naruto nonetheless seems bored until Sasuke does land a hit on Naruto, which makes Naruto slide back across the grass. Naruto then just wipes his face, spits some blood into the grass, and goes Sasuke to hit him again, saying that one didn't feel like anything. Sasuke decides to make a Chidori to amp his speed and strength some more, and he charges directly at Naruto with only intending Naruto to either give up or make a dumb mistake dodging the attack, when Naruto simply just stands there bracing himself for the attack, and Sasuke yells out Chidori as he stabs at Naruto. Instantly, Sakura and Sasuke and Kakashi see a spatter of blood on the ground, and we pan up to Naruto to see that he's absolutely fine. He has not been Chidori and he's not been skewered by Sasuke. And we also see that it is Sasuke who's bleeding from a swift punch to the face right before the Chidori landed. Naruto actually did this to maximize the possible damage to Sasuke by letting his speed carry him into the punch to his face. After this, Sasuke gets up telling Naruto that he needs to take this seriously, and when he does, Naruto's aura changes for a second. Naruto has a more serious look on his face, and Naruto's chakra is thick, heavy, and menacing, filling the air and almost suffocating Sasuke, since his fighting intent is aimed directly at him. And then, Naruto is back to normal as he smiles at Sasuke and just says that holding back probably is a good idea for them. Probably, since Sasuke just isn't at the level that he can just release all of his strength against, he probably should just continue to hold back. Afterwards, Naruto helps Sasuke to his feet and apologizes for hitting him so hard. And as for payment, he decides to treat them out for some ramen. And while on the way, Naruto is aware of a presence watching him, but he decides not to mention anything just because he's pretty sure he knows who the people are, and he's not worried about them in general. And then, knowing that a possible attack is coming soon, Naruto's Rinnegan goes through Tomoe as he's able to do this a little bit easier and he stops time. Naruto's been practicing this ability, and he's learned through trial and error that he can stop time for about 1 minute per day, although fighting and stop time for an entire minute puts tremendous strain on his body, and actually means that he cannot use Rinnegan abilities for the rest of that day. So basically 30 seconds is the limit that he just tries to impose on himself, and worst comes to worst, he does let himself use 45 seconds, although that does bring him to a very low chakra level. So Naruto turns to the attackers in stop time to confirm his suspicions, and he looks up and jumps to a vantage point where he recognizes who one of the people are, which is Kabuto, and the others aren't recognizable to him, but we know them as the Sound 4. It's actually to the point where Kimimaro is there as well, since Orochimaru does want Sasuke and Naruto being taken from the leaf as quickly as possible. And when Naruto takes this all in, 10 seconds has passed. He then runs back to get back with his team, and time starts moving forward again. As his Rinnegan still has Tomoe, he looks at Kakashi, and Kakashi picks up on the fact that basically he's ready for a fight. Kakashi picked up on these people as well, and is surprised that Naruto was able to do so, maybe even quicker than him. Naruto and Kakashi decide that they should put ramen on hold, and Kakashi needs to go actually get some reinforcements. So with that, Naruto then decides to take the weight off of his team's back, and basically dip away towards a forest, getting away from anyone that could possibly be hurt in this. Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura then go for basically Jiraiya and all of them, while Naruto is taking them away. Kakashi would want to go with Naruto, but we see that Naruto has basically dipped and doesn't want them anywhere near him. So Naruto then turns around once making it to the woods, and Naruto grits his teeth and gets ready for yet another fight from people hunting him. Naruto actually doesn't decide to charge the ninja he's facing right now, and Naruto decides that playing defensively might work in Naruto's favor this time. Meanwhile, Kakashi has gotten Jiraiya, and him and Kakashi are both searching for Naruto since he ran out of nowhere. Naruto looks through all the people facing him and knows that he's at a major disadvantage because it is 5-on-1, and he doesn't know any of their abilities, so he's just swinging in the dark for this one. Knowing that finding out their abilities is key to winning, Naruto makes 5 shadow clones and they all charge at the opponent individually. But unfortunately, the teamwork between the Sound 4, Kabuto, and Kimimaro is nearly impeccable, so they take out the clones without much effort, ganging up on one of them at a time, but almost in an instant taking them out. Naruto decides that he knows that he'll only be able to use 3 seconds of stop time for each of them, since he has 15 seconds left that he can use safely. Naruto knows that he can be slightly reckless with this since he doesn't have a get out of jail free card, so he decides to charge at Kabuto since he perceives him as the leader of this operation. But little does he know, Kimimaro is actually kind of leading the operation, and Naruto runs at him ready to attack. Kabuto whips out his chakra scalpels and starts swinging them at Naruto wildly, as Naruto is pressed by them, narrowly able to avoid them. Naruto is able to see that the chakra on these things are basically razor sharp, able to pierce these very tiny things, being very precise. So Naruto kind of gets a gist that if one of these hits him, it won't cause him much of outward damage, but it may cut something inside of him that he needs to move. He's then tackled by Jirobo, who slams him into the ground and starts pummeling him while Naruto was distracted. Naruto uses Shinra Tensei to get some space and starts running at Kabuto yet again. Then, time stops, and within the first second, Naruto forms a Rasengan, and in the next second he slams it into Kabuto, and time stops after the third second as he sends Kabuto flying into a tree, who for now seems to be out of the fight. Naruto then gets up and charges at Tayuya, who starts playing her flute, and when the sound travels to him, he's able to see it with his Rinnegan and decides to cover his ears, but this leaves Kimimaro open to an attack with a spiderweb which entangles Naruto and restricts his movement. Once again, which is tiring, Naruto has to use Shinra Tensei to break the webbing. Naruto then gets up and notices that he's out of breath and tired already just from using Time Stop and Shinra Tensei, both rather taxing moves in quick succession. Naruto nonetheless decides to summon Gamabunta to help, but when he bites on his finger and about to slam it down to summon Gamabunta, Kimimaro goes second stage Kurtz March and shoots an arrow at ridiculously high speed that rips right through Naruto's legs, as leaving a nice sized hole in there. Naruto then falls to one knee as he's been beaten up pretty badly, but Naruto once again forces himself to his feet and decides to make a Rasengan, takes a deep breath, and just stops time. Naruto then charges at Kimimaro, shoves a Rasengan into his face, and then Naruto makes 4 shadow clones that slam Rasengans into other ninja, including Kimimaro, and then, after 10 seconds, time starts moving again, and Naruto can hear his heart beating in his ears, but so far he's done it. Naruto has overexerted himself, but he took down everyone except Kimimaro, who just brushes off the damage from the Rasengan, and charges at Naruto. Naruto charges him, and as they charge, Naruto gets Kurama Chakra to amp his speed and strength, and Kimimaro's curse marks spread and become the curse mark stage 2, and Kimimaro makes a bone sword, and Naruto uses a chakra rod as a sharp object, and the two stab each other directly in the gut, piercing the two, and they stand there frozen until Kakashi and Jiraiya arrive on the scene, and they all see this. They both remove their blades as they fall into the grass and lie in a pool of blood. After this stab, Naruto and Kimimaro both try to crawl at each other, trying to deal basically the final blow. Since both of them are near death anyway, they just want to make sure that the other one will actually die and that basically their sacrifice isn't in vain. Naruto is actually going for the kill, while Kimimaro is actually trying to preserve Naruto's life and keep him alive via Orochimaru's request for his body. Naruto then looks around for the other Sound 4 and notices that they are all gone along with Kabuto. Naruto realizes that maybe he wasn't the real goal after all, and decides that he needs to, instead of wasting his time on Kimimaro, make the King of Hell and throw himself into it, although he can't seem to summon enough focus to even see correctly, much less summon enough chakra to actually make the King of Hell. Nonetheless, Naruto weaves the hand seals, summons him, and now the ordeal is getting inside. And after about 5 minutes of straining himself in order to get up, Naruto ends up getting in the King of Hell and basically hopping inside, getting healed, and popping right back out, looking for the rest of the Sound 4 as he uses his Rinnegan to kind of survey the land via shadow clones. Naruto is rushing all over the village, looking for them as quickly as possible, and he notices that they're basically heading towards the area where Sasuke and Sakura's chakra is at. Naruto, knowing what they were up to, decides to rush towards them in order to save them. Naruto gets there just in time as well. Kitamura shoots an arrow directly at Sakura's eyes, basically trying to kill her in one shot, but Naruto is able to get there and catch the arrow right in front of her face. Naruto then just asks if she's okay, as he turns to them and tells them that he's going to kill them this time. Naruto's face starts transforming, and Naruto basically starts getting more beast-like features as he gets the one tail from Kurama. Naruto decides that this is going to be enough to actually kill them all in one shot, so then he stops time yet again, although this will not let him use his Rinnegan abilities and stop time, but he actually grabs all the Sound 4, and basically using the Asura path is able to make 4 Rasengans at the same time, slamming them into all of them, but not stopping it until they just pushes them away, actually trying to kill them with a Mirror Rasengan. After this, the Sound 4 kind of put out a commission, and when he goes for Kabuto, Kabuto does end up chakra scalpeling both of Naruto's arms, leaving Naruto only able to use Rinnegan, not even Rinnegan ability since he's actually out of chakra, only allowing him to basically protect Sakura and Sasuke and not actually do anything offensive-wise. Naruto then jumps all over the battlefield trying to get basically them out of here, but Kabuto is able to somewhat predict the movements and actually able to stop him. Jiraiya and Kakashi then arrive on the scene, however, and Jiraiya is basically ready to kill Kabuto rather easily. It looks at Kabuto, giving him a glare that Kabuto just is aware that he's going to die if he stays there. So Kabuto then grabs all the Sound Ninja and dips. Jiraiya runs after him, and as this is happening, something interesting happens. We see that actually Orochimaru himself decided to show up in the village yet again, although he didn't really came for a large-scale invasion. He just needs to come to get his people out of there. So once Kabuto reaches the end of the Leaf Village, there's a giant snake waiting for him, which eats all of them and slithers on out of there. Orochimaru and Jiraiya see each other for a bit, and they just have a standoff. Jiraiya looks at Orochimaru, and Orochimaru looks at Jiraiya. And as they are both looking at each other, they realize that they need to. Jiraiya has Naruto in more danger than he already previously thought he would be, and basically Sasuke is in danger as well. So Jiraiya needs to formulate a plan in order to keep the two safe. Now, after this, Naruto wakes up in the hospital yet again, but this time it isn't nearly as serious as his previous injuries would have been. It's just some chakra exhaustion and just some general exhaustion, right? After he wakes up, he's all wrapped up, even though he's not really that tired or really injured in any way. People just need to take precautions with these things. Tsunade is basically healing him directly, and after a little bit of resting, Jiraiya walks into the hospital room and asks to talk to Naruto alone. When Tsunade does leave the room, Naruto and Jiraiya start talking. "You want to be strong, right?" Jiraiya asks in a soft voice. "Of course, I do," as responds Naruto pretty confidently. Jiraiya then says that him and Naruto are going to have to leave the village within about a month so they can start training together and get some real work done. Because if Naruto wants to basically live outside of the Leaf and have a real chance to be a good Hokage and just a good ninja in general, they need to get a lot stronger. Naruto asks why, as he's seemingly ahead of the curve for everyone, and while he basically is on the path to be a good Hokage, Jiraiya knows that not only is the Akatsuki after him, but now Orochimaru is after him as well, looking for a new body, and especially one that wields a power as high as the Rinnegan. Basically, when this is happening, Naruto and Jiraiya are kind of conflicted, or mainly Naruto is conflicted on whether he should go with Jiraiya or not, just due to the fact that he kind of wants to stay in the village and train there. Jiraiya just says that they'll basically be leaving in a month, and he can decide then. And with that, Jiraiya leaves, and Sasuke walks into the room, saying that he overheard and that Naruto should definitely take the deal. Sasuke says that Naruto's needs to get stronger if he has people like the Akatsuki and people like Orochimaru and Kabuto continuously after him. Naruto then says that he should go with him and probably just take Kakashi. And when Sasuke hears this, he actually perks up a little bit, as he did kind of want to go train with Naruto as well, and he did not want to be separated from him for however long they decide to train. And that is that. They decide to formulate Kakashi and enter him into the fray of things. Jiraiya requests this from Tsunade, that Kakashi is not basically summoned for missions as often anymore, and he's only summoned for S-rank missions or higher. And with that, they do decide that they can do that. So within a month, they can start training with each other. Sasuke and Kakashi will tag along, and Sakura will start up training with Tsunade here in the village. So this team will be covered. And with that, 1 month later, Sasuke, Kakashi, Jiraiya, and Naruto all head out of the village, ready to get some training in, and to get Naruto strong enough to face the Akatsuki single-handedly. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 6 to the What If Naruto the Rinnegan. If you guys enjoyed the video, be glad, because you don't have to hit the like button. I would like it if you did. I would always appreciate it if you guys hit the like button. But you don't have to in this part. There is no like goal, right? The next part 7 will be coming out tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I mean, I'm recording it the day that it's going to come out, but that's not the point, right? It's fine. Basically, I'm going to put out part 7, I think part 8 and part 9, back to back to back. Although, let me just make sure to check before you guys actually hold me to that. I'm just saying 3 more parts after this without having to get like goals, right? That's it. Just want to let you guys know that. But if you did enjoy, I would like you if you hit the like button and subscribed if you haven't already, if you want more Rinnegan What If content. And, you know, as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, guys, this is Anime X, signing off.